Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today I'm going to show you how you can get outside the map, or at least under it, inside of Subnautica 2, so that you can go look for your missing Axum Bacterial cultures that may have fallen through the world, because that's still a thing that's been happening on some of the saves that I've been playing on. So to start out with, so to start us out, we're over here by the life pod, and I'm gonna head between like 105 and 120, and we're looking to go into the hot caves underneath of the Axum village. Now when you're doing this, you're probably not going to be able to bring your tadpole with you very far, because this goes deeper than the Mark 1 depth module goes, but you can bring with you your wake maker and also some spare oxygen tanks, and if you really want to try it, the oxygen generator. So what we're looking for here today is we just want to go to where all of the Axum buildings are over here in the center of this Axum village, the Tailings village, and we're looking to go into the cavern in the middle of it, inside of these big 3 holes. So once we go inside of here, we're going to take a right and we're going to head into the primary biggest cave in here where all of the colonists died in the story, or at least they died at least once, because they've been dying all over the place. That doesn't really mean anything. So once you're inside of here, we're actually going to immediately take a left. And what we're looking for is up inside of here, there is a black box on the ground here somewhere. This guy's for Chen Eddie Way. And then once you find that black box, you're literally looking for this piece of wall right here. This wall is not solid. You can just zip right through it. I recommend putting a beacon or a buoy inside of here. That way you actually know where you're going, because you have to go back through here in order to get back out. So once you've identified that location and put a buoy there, you can zip through here. So once you're through here with your tadpole, you can pretty much go anywhere. You just have to keep in mind that you're currently underneath of the world. And that means that you pretty much just have to keep in mind like what the underside of the terrain looks like, because some of this terrain goes pretty deep, and you're probably going to need to have at least one or other of the depth modules in order to proceed. It'll also help if you have different coordinates available for the location of some of the different points of interest inside of here. Like, we can tell that we're underneath of that big ravine where the is the collector Leviathan, and from here you can basically just go straight to the east and explore to where the Axum pools are and everything. So we're just gonna really follow the invisible roof as we go along here, and you can see where everything is above you. So here's where the alien So here you can see where we're underneath of the alien observatory right here. And from here, we really just have to follow the tentacle as it goes beneath the environment. Although here's where it starts to get really deep, and this is where you're going to probably need to ditch your tadpole not too far from here. Is right when we start to follow this big purple tentacle, and then go all the way down here. On the plus side, you can still kind of see through the roof, even though there's like an invisible roof above us, an invisible wall. And you can literally just follow this tentacle all the way down here, past all this nonsense. And then deep right here is around the time most people are going to have to ditch the tadpole. Because normally your crush depth is 450, but I'm in creative mode, so I've got a crush depth of 800 because I, before it's even available in the main game, have access to depth module Mark II. So there you have it. So here is where we have the main angel comb that gives us access to the Axum vision upgrade. And then as we cruise over here, this is the direction where you will find the acid pools. So like you would normally do in the game, you just gotta follow the green light. There's really nothing down here that's gonna hurt you. There's no fish or anything. As long as you stay within bounds of the map, the Shiver Leviathan won't come and try to eat you. And basically the tricky thing here, once we get over here, is there's a little janky way to shove ourselves in because there's like an invisible wall right here. But inside of here is where you can reach in and get any of the Axum Bacterial Cultures that may have eluded you. And so the way to get in here is there is a spot over here that you can kind of swim into up inside of this spot here where this machinery kind of jankles down. There it is. Right up there in this corner, right here where this side meets the wall. Once you're inside of here, now you can literally reach up under the ground and get these Axum Bacterial Cultures, and then they won't be able to fall through the ground on you. Although I can't quite reach them, so this is 90% just for how to get it when it falls through this first layer underneath of it where I am now. Although I believe I just got myself stuck, which is not a super great look for me. So there's that. Alright, so anyway, don't make my mistake and go all the way up to the surface. There is an invisible little wall above me that you don't really want to go above that like makes the bottom of the acid pools. What you want to do is you want to grab any of these Axum Bacterial Cultures that have fallen just above my head right here that you can reach without going above this plane right here above my head. Because then you get stuck and there's no way out of that without having to reprint yourself. Sometimes when I was on my survival, the Axum Cultures will flop down underneath of here into this pool area underneath of me, but not all the time. So once you're done kind of grabbing whichever pieces that you need from inside of here from these pools, it's a little weird. You had to go underneath of here and jankle through the wall right here. You don't have to do that on the way out. You can just go right here where the wall is missing and it lets you right out again. We're just gonna ignore the fact that there's two of these scout rays down here now, and we're just gonna take the one full of all the upgrades back to base. Actually, this one's fine. I'll just take this one. Really, it's just a matter of once you have what you want, you just have to reverse engineer your way back to your base. So we're just gonna leave the pools, headed back towards my little marker, the wall hole, and we're gonna look at the ceiling until we see the tentacle that led us here in the first place, which is this bad boy right here. Although, because it's not nighttime, it's not quite as iridescent, so Just keep an eye on it from below. From below, it looks a lot like really weird vertebrae. Like it's a spine or something. Now, normally when you're swimming through here, you're not going to have your tadpole, obviously, because a lot of this area is so deep. There's really nothing you can... What is this? Oh, it's eggs from those critters. Okay, that's weird. So as you're returning along this tentacle here back to the angel comb in the center, it's worth noting that you're not always going to have a super lot of oxygen. My recommendation, if you're coming over here from the Wake Maker, is to simply have a bunch of oxygen tanks in your inventory that you can hot swap between in the event of an emergency and shenanigans. It's honestly your best bet. So once you're here in the middle, just head back straight to the west. And then you're going to have to zip up once you reach here. And things should start to get a lot brighter as you head back towards the surface. In fact, it's almost blindingly so. If you also don't want to use a bunch of oxygen tanks, there's always the air bladders as well that you can grab as a secondary. Past that, there's the oxygen generator. The problem with the oxygen generator, though, is that it never really gives you enough oxygen to completely refill your bar. So you're always kind of lacking in that department. But aside from that, it isn't too bad. As long as you've got the place where you go in and out of that wall hole marked, you should be just fine to get back to base. I like to use this clam as a pretty good indicator of where I am, because this tore open clam is kind of in the middle of the trench. It's not too far to the north, and it's not too, well, actually it's fairly to the north, but it's not too far away from where we're going. So it's easy to not get off track and end up heading towards the invisible wall at the edge of the map. And the Shiver Leviathan will spawn under the world to come kill you. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. You don't want to accidentally go outside the boundaries of the game unless you're in creative mode with God mode activated. So here is our buoy. We can just literally ram the wall to go back through. And now we're home free. And then you just have to go back out of this cavern. And then once you reach the main cavern, hang an immediate right and then just go up once you're out of this tunnel. That's kind of like the gist of how you can get out of the map. I'm not doing this in survival mode because it's a little bit more clutch than I want to illustrate right now, but you can bring with you a load of oxygen tanks and it makes it pretty easy to do so. I brought with me like 8 of them just to be sure, but you've got lots of room, especially if you're going under there like I did, to go after my Axum Bacterial Cultures that fell through the ground, in which case you've got plenty of room because Axum Bacterial Cultures only take up 1 slot and there's only like 2 of them anyway. That'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.